Hello everybody, this is Mr. Sandy speaking. I'm an English teacher and an IELTS instructor. Recently, we've started a new journey on learning English from A to Z together. And this is session 2 on getting acquainted. If you haven't watched the previous video, please go watch it because the topics are related to each other. And if you want to get a better understanding of the topic, it's highly recommended for you to go and watch the previous videos. So if you haven't done so, please go do so. And first thing first, I'd like to thank you all for all the support that you showed me in the previous video. And also, I'd like to appreciate all of you for all those precious and valuable comments that you had made. Today, we're going to learn how English people actually greet each other, how they introduce themselves and introduce other people. And also, we are going to learn how English people shift from formal English to informal English. Okay, now we are going to listen to a conversation together and learn several expressions on how English people actually introduce other people, how they greet new people, and also we're going to learn how they tell others that they can be informal, or how they shift from formal English to an informal one in a daily conversation. And after the listening, we are going to go through the conversation all together, and we're going to learn how these expressions actually work. So let's get started. Are you ready? Okay, let's go.
I'll bet this is your dad.
Yes, it is. Dad, I'd like you to meet my friend, Susan Grant.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Susan. Samuel Pike.
Great to meet you too. But please, everyone calls me by my nickname, Susie.
And just call me Sam. So what do you do, Susie?
I'm a photographer. Oh, I'm sorry. There's my husband. Ted, over here.
Sorry I'm late.
Ted, this is Kara's dad.
Oh, how nice to meet you, Mr. Pike.
Likewise, but please call me Sam.
All right. Now let's see. Susan says, I'll bet this is your dad. I'll bet means I'm sure. When you're sure about something, you say, I'll bet. For example, I'll bet this is your dad. I'll bet it's going to rain. It means you are sure that it's going to rain. Okay, yes, it is. Dad, I'd like you to meet my friend Susan Grant. This is the first expression that we are going to learn today. I'd like you to meet equals this is. When you say, this is my friend, you can also say, I'd like you to meet my friend. All right. For example, I'd like you to meet my friend Robert. I introduce you to each other. Okay. And it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you is another expression with a different function. We don't use it to introduce other people. We use it to greet new people, actually. When you say it's a pleasure to meet you, it means I'm happy to meet you. It's nice to meet you. I'm so glad to meet you. Okay. So it's a pleasure to meet you, Susan Samuel Pike. Great to meet you. That is the same as it's a pleasure to meet you. Instead of it's a pleasure to meet you, you can use great to meet you. This expression, these expressions are actually interchangeable. But please, everyone calls me by my nickname, Susie. Oh, this is another expression that we are going to learn. But pay attention, it's neither for introduction nor for greeting. We use this expression to shift the conversation from a formal conversation into an informal one. Okay, when you say everyone calls me by my nickname or by my first name, you mean they can call you by your nickname so that they can be, this conversation can be friendlier or more informal. Okay, and just call me Sam. Continuous Sam. Okay, it says just call me Sam. Another expression to shift from formal to informal English. So, so what do you do, Susie? What do you do, Susie means what is your job? What do you do equals what's your job? What's your occupation? Okay, I'm a photographer, says Susie or Susan. Oh, I'm sorry. There's my husband, Ted, over here. She says, Ted, come over here. Ted says, sorry, I'm late. Okay, it's so simple. Late is the opposite of early. He's a bit late. Then Ted, this is Kara's dad. This is another expression to introduce people. So we have two expressions to introduce other people. We say, I'd like you to meet my friend, or this is For example, this is Kara's dad. Oh, how nice to meet you. How nice to meet you equals it's a pleasure to meet you. This expression is used to greet new people. And likewise, says Sam. Likewise is also a nice expression. Although it is not underlined, it really is useful. Okay, you can use likewise to reply all kinds of greetings. When someone says, it's a pleasure to meet you, you can simply say likewise. Okay, but please call me Sam. Again, Sam wants to make the conversation more informal. So here's what we are going to do. You are going to do actually. You are going to answer the 3 questions here. You are going to mention 2 ways to introduce people, 3 ways to greet new people, and 3 ways to tell others that they can be informal. You can watch the video again and go through the conversation. Just find these expressions, which ones are used to introduce people, which ones are used to greet new people, and also which ones are used to make the conversation more informal. Please do not forget to comment your ideas in the section below the video. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so because you will be notified whenever there's a new post. And please do not forget to tell me your ideas. In the section below the video, comment your ideas. They're all useful and they'll go a long way. Hope to see you again next session. Goodbye.